So we now have confirmed information. Apple is now actively working on their next update, iOS 26.3.1. This is a new software update that Apple will most likely release in the next couple of days without any beta testing. Today I want to talk about what we can expect with iOS 26.3.1. Now, according to Mac rumors, Apple engineers are currently testing iOS 26.3.1. According to the recent Mac rumors visitor logs, Apple engineers are now actively testing the software. This has been a reliable indicator in the past of new iOS updates set to be released by Apple. Now, we know that Apple recently released iOS 26.2.1. Now, that software update added support for a new product, of course, that is the AirTags second generation, aside from adding additional bug fixes for iPhone users. So, when and why would Apple release iOS 26.3.1? So, today I want to talk about what we can expect and when we can expect this new software update. Let's go ahead and dive right in. Now, the first thing I want to talk about, why would Apple release iOS 26.3.1 when they're currently testing iOS 26.4? Now, keep in mind their next major update will be iOS 26.4 sometime in spring. We're not quite sure exactly when Apple will release that next major update, but until then, Apple is always actively patching security issues and bug fixes for iPhone users. So that's why we see iOS 26.3.1 currently actively being tested by Apple. Now, we also know that Apple recently released 26.2.1 to add AirTags 2 support, which was a new product that they announced. Now, we also know that Apple is holding an event sometime next week on March 4th, as you see right here, at 9 a.m. Eastern Time in New York City. Now, at this event, I believe Apple will be announcing the next iPhone 17e, their entry-level device for the iPhone 17 lineup, as they did last year with the iPhone 16 lineup. Now, if Apple was to release this new product on March 4th, then it makes sense for Apple to also release iOS 26.3.1, perhaps on the event or after the event, in order to add support for this new device set to be launched by Apple. Now, we know that Mac rumors, oftentimes when they release this information in regards to activity of a new software on their website, we see the software release within a week or two. So the timing makes a lot of sense here. So if Apple was to release the new iPhone 17e on March 4th, then iOS 26.3.1 will most likely launch again during the event or a few days after, with the launch of the new device, adding support for iPhone 17e right after the Apple event with iOS 26.3.1. Now, this is all speculation, obviously, and based on history, right? We know that iOS 26.2.1 added the AirTag support, so it makes sense for iOS 26.3.1 to add additional software support for devices, as well as security patches and bug fixes for iPhone users. What we do know is that Apple is working on the software. I'll keep you guys posted as soon as it becomes available to the general public. Obviously, I'll be the first one to share that here with you guys on YouTube. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.